What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. MoBeast here again. Today we're going to be talking about the PS5 Pro and Stranding 2. Before we begin, I just want to thank everyone for the positive support. The channel is growing. We're almost at 1,000 subs, so if you already don't follow or subscribe, please subscribe below. And if you like the video, please press like. And if you're interested in other videos I make on social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, I make short form videos about some of the content I talk on here and also about the game room. If you are interested in some of that, some of my collections, some of the other hobbies that I'm into other than gaming, I do post on there. So give me a follow in there if you are interested. But let's get to it. So with the recent announcement of Death Stranding 2, it really got me thinking about the game and the PS5 Pro. But before we can get into that topic, I have to lay out some foundational topics to bring it all together at the end. So please bear with me. So I just recently started playing Death Stranding 1. It was ironic, a few days before the new trailer that was announced, that was shown, which was insane. 10 minutes of just craziness and just jaw-dropping graphics, environment, things going on. You know, some of the stuff that Hideo showed that were references to Metal Gear. And it was just a crazy 10-minute, trailer. And I feel like a lot of people are more excited about this one than they were in the first one that was released in 2019, because that game was announced in, I think, 2016 or 2015 at E3, and everyone was confused what it was. But yeah, the first one kind of felt like there was a split between the community or the gaming community, whether people enjoyed it. Some people could say, hey, I can see that it is a good game, but it's not for me, which was the majority of the tone. A lot of other people, that when they finished the game, they said, okay, now I get it. This is actually a really good game. And I feel like over the years, that tone has changed. The more that people, got it, it got released on PC, which I'm playing it on, and it looks phenomenal with a 5090 on a 4K OLED TV at 120 hertz. Like, it's crazy good. It looks beautiful. And with the director's cut, the PC port, and everything, and I feel like over the years, as more sales on PlayStation and everything, that game did attract more people, especially with the first announcement of Death Stranding 2 and the more teaser trailers that are released before this 10-minute video. I think more and more people got into it, as that it was in their backlog. So I feel like the tone has shifted over the years, but in the beginning, it feels like that Sony wasn't too thrilled with the sales of the first one, or even though Hideo commented in May 2020 that the I think it was like 7 months or 6 months after the game released, that they recouped enough money to start making a profit now on the game. And I don't know if Sony at the time was happy with that. That it took 6-7 months. It wasn't like a crazy blockbuster hit like God of War or Spider-Man. So I'm not really sure internally, because recently, November 2024, Kojima Productions announced that they reacquired the rights to the IP, which was kind of interesting to see Sony do that. They would allow that, even though it was kind of like it was a time exclusive. It wasn't on Xbox, but they are releasing on PC. Eventually, the second one as well a year later. It was interesting to see that Sony would do that now that Hideo can send that game to Xbox, and probably Game Pass and everything. So that was interesting that they would do that. And I'm pretty sure Hideo might do movies with it. Sony could have done movies with it. They've done it for a lot of the other franchises. So that was kind of interesting to see. After the trailer for Death Stranding 2 was shown, it feels like the tone towards the series has changed a lot, even more. A lot more of the fans have come out and talked more about it. There's a lot more interest. People who have never played the games are getting into it. So that's kind of interesting to see how Death Stranding 2's tone versus the first one's completely different. And it's pretty exciting. Now, after watching the trailer for the second one, it really got me thinking, like, now is the PS5 Pro really worth it? Because the PS5 Pro wasn't, well received with a lot of people when it was first announced, especially with the price tag. It is a pretty steep price for a console, $700, and there wasn't that much of a difference from the base PS5 and the PS5 Pro. And it was just like you were able to like have a little bit more graphical fidelity for more FPS, and it didn't warrant a lot of people to feel like, hey, I need to spend another $700 for a PS5 Pro, and it didn't come with a disc drive and had to buy the stand. And it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. It wasn't very pro-consumer on Sony's part. And it was just interesting to see when it was released. You're like, okay, well, most of the people have played these games, or for PC users, they'll be like, why would I buy a PS5 Pro? Most of these games have come out on PC. I'd rather just do that. With Death Stranding 2, which is going to be a limited time release on a limited time exclusive on PS5, it'll eventually hit PC. It got me thinking. Okay, I know people who don't, that want to play on PC will just wait. But for people who want to get a PS5 or have a PS5 and want to upgrade, or just PC, hey, I just want a console, or upgrade mine and get a Pro. Is this one of those games that is that next gen game that's going to get people to buy this console? And I feel like there might be some people there, but there is another caveat to that. So another segue, so we can bring it back in. Recently, a couple weeks ago, or like a week or two ago, AMD just released their 9070 XT and 9070 graphics cards with the updated FSR 4 upscaler. So it's like DLSS, but this is AMD's version of upscaling, and it's improved a lot. And AMD has always had issues with drivers and upscaling, but over the years they've improved, especially with FSR 4. It does look really great. So after the launch of those GPUs from AMD, Mark Cerny did announce that in quote unquote, the next evolution of PSSR, PS5 Pro, will get FSR 4 like upscaling. Now, PSSR is Sony's version of upscaling technology, and they're going to be partnering with AMD to give you FSR 4 like performance. So it's not going to be a one-to-one performance like ratio with FSR 4, because number one, it is a console, and this is Sony's proprietary technology that they're leaving it exclusive for the PS5 Pro. Now, that is interesting. I feel like with that, I know the timing of the PS5 Pro, I feel like, was kind of off with that announcement. It's like maybe you guys needed to release this console and that announcement along with the game. Maybe waited for the summer to announce it, like announce it with Death Stranding 2. Hey, it's coming out in June. Even though Sony is a little happy with the sales of the PS5 Pro, I feel like they probably would have got more out of it, especially, launch it in the summer, and then more of the holiday season, people will buy a lot more of it. But here's another caveat. That PSSR upgrade will not be coming till 2026. So that means a year, about 6 months to a year later after Death Stranding 2. Now, that would require an update from Death Stranding 2, after the initial, launch, and people who've already played the game, they would maybe update the game and have PSSR. But by that time, that game probably would have come out on PC. So it is kind of interesting to see that the timeline for all of this, it should have been a slam dunk, in my opinion, for Sony, if they, planned it a little bit better, or, held off on releasing it. Because when they released the PS5 Pro, there was no reason for people to get it. There was no big, AAA game that was coming, so there was nothing for a lot of incentive for people to get it. So I feel like they should have probably waited, because even though PSSR's new update with AMD will come out next year, even if you announce the PS5 Pro alongside Death Stranding 2, you'll still get some of a performance boost, because the game does look next gen, and I feel like that was probably the minimum Sony could have done. But here's another thing. I'm pretty sure Kojima Productions is focused on optimizing the game for the base PS5, because it has the largest install base. So we'll have to just wait and see how the game will perform compared to the base, to the Pro. And it's just kind of just my thoughts, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say. And I really hope that, PS5 players on base and Pro get a lot out of this game, because, I'm not one of those that loyalists for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and I just love gaming in general. I have a lot of the consoles. I just enjoy gaming, and I just want the best for the industry, internally and externally. And I'm not one of those loyalists like, yeah, only PS5 or only PC. Yeah. And I see some of the comments on my videos and other people, the negativity out there in gaming. I really wish the best for, every type of player to have the best possible experience. So these are just my thoughts. I would love to hear what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Death Stranding 2? Have you played the first one? What are your thoughts about the first one? Or if you haven't played it, are you going to be playing the first one in preparation for the Death Stranding 2 this June, I think. Yeah, I forgot the exact date, but in June. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Please comment below, like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Peace.